Welcome to day one, arms. So, what's up, guys? This is gonna be day one. It's gonna be arms today. I'm gonna be recording kind of just the whole week of lifts this time. So I kind of just want to kind of like show my whole week and kind of what I'm doing. And I'm also switching up my split. So before it was like a whole trend. I've been doing upper lower for a while. So it was kind of like a variation of upper lower because it's also like kind of built for some powerlifting stuff. And yeah, but like pretty much an upper lower split. I've been doing it for I think since like last Christmas, so I'm tired of it at this point, and I think it's time for me to switch it up a bit. So I'm pretty sure it's the Arnold split, but I'm gonna go back to kind of I was doing this before I did that one split, the upper lower kind of split. So it was arms, chest back, legs, push pull legs. So that's like the most fun split for me, and you know like. Just make sure you're having fun on your lifts, and that's kind of like what I want to do again. And I'm kind of getting tired, and it's getting like so repetitive, and it's getting kind of boring. So I think it's time to switch it up, have some fun, and just as long as I'm still progressing, I'm still happy. So we're gonna see how it goes and stuff like that. And yeah, but yeah, so today's gonna be day one, which is gonna be arms. So let's get into that.
Hey, what's up? I'm gonna interject here for a second. We had a really bad storm that came through here, and like the gym was like closed for a couple days, and it was like a big blackout for a little bit. So that week wasn't like the best week to film, but like I didn't want to kind of get rid of some of the days that I filmed. So it's gonna be like I'm still putting the full week in there, but like it's gonna be like days from that week and then days from this week. So it'd be full program, but just kind of like 2 weeks together.
Now for cardio at home, alone, by myself. But I'll probably just skateboard in my driveway for a little bit.
Love fitness. What is it, Spanish? Day 2 of the program, chest and back.
Larson press. Larson press.
If you're a different breed, just remember.
NFQ.com, promo code FitNex.
What's up, guys? I did talk about in my last video here how like this channel is gonna be a mix of like kind of like the gym vlogs and stuff like that, but you know, a lot of it's gonna be tracking the business and kind of like FitNex and kind of like just all my kind of like career stuff, because I would love to track that and kind of, have you guys follow along with the journey of that, so you can kind of like see a full raw perspective of like how it's going to look. 'Cause I'm going to show you guys everything. So if I lose money, if I gain money, like the hardships of FitNex, hardships of, I do real estate as well. So that stuff like that. And I'm going to show you everything. So right here in this segment, I like to call game plan. I really hope I can figure out how to put a graphic there. I think best way I can start this off is kind of describing, what are my goals, right? So we're going to have a game plan for real estate, or game plan for FitNex, game plan for real estate, and a game plan for getting my natural pro card. So I think we're going to start off with FitNex. So the best way to start this, I think, is getting a little bit, first of all, getting a little bit serious. If we're getting to the game plan, we're going to have to get scientific. Right. So, glasses being serious. So, I think actually the best way to kind of talk about the game plan is kind of where are we at now. So I'm going to let Ben, who had more time to sit down and plan this out, describe that part to you. To eventually get to that point one day, I have to start off a bit smaller. Because when I first started FitNex, that was I was just going to start off with like making an app. Right. And then I was just going to like kind of do that whole broad thing. I ran into the issue of like, I can't afford trainers. I don't have any money. How are people going to get on? We actually, for a minute, I had a partner in the very, very beginning. We made a Discord together, and we got like a business frat that came on, and there were like 50 members on this FitNex Discord, but no one was no one was talking, no one was doing anything, and we were at a point where I was like, okay, we have no money to grow this. We don't have any members who are actively kind of talking in this and stuff like that. And so what are we gonna do? And so through some time, partner eventually left to do other things. So he's doing great right now. So so what I decided, I sat here and I was like, okay, I want FitNex to grow, but clearly the way we're doing it right now is not gonna work. So what I do have to do is I'm gonna have to bring it smaller. So this big network of information, this big resource, I'm gonna have to condense it down and I have to figure out a way I could sell it. So what I did was I made it smaller. I made it per gym. So I made it a gym management software. So what that is just traditional gym management software. Yeah, so you can, there are scheduling features, there are notification features, there are a bunch of unique features that are coming as well. I'm not going to dive into like the very, very specifics of it too much, but like, in general, gym management software. But FitNex, like very different and very unique is our community side of it, right? Like I said, the FitNex is very much a community software on top of a gym management software, right? Because one day I hope that this gym management portion of it is going to be a sub part of a larger FitNex, or for the time being, is the main thing. But from the community aspect of the per gym is a gym owner. I'll say for example, let's just do a powerlifting gym, or let's do a boxing gym, right? So like a boxing gym, right? So they can start a custom chat talking about, let's say, defense, right? They put a chat, the gym owner or trainers, whatever, start a custom chat called defense, right? Within that chat, trainers can post videos, people can discuss with each other, they can post updates, they can support each other, they can give advice, and all great stuff you would need in like a community discussion board talking about defense, right, within the scope of the gym. So the only people allowed to talk in these chats, people that own the gym or are members of the gym. And gym owners can create private chats, and trainers can create private chats. So like if there's like a 12 a.m. cycling class, right, you can lump them together and they can just talk about there. They can share their advice in there, right? So that's, I would say at this point in time, is going to be the most basic version of that community stuff. So yeah, it kind of like the absence of a community, right, online is kind of tough to keep you motivated. So like, having your friends notify you, be able to chat with members of your gym, you can kind of bring the community of the gym online, and that can be a great motivator to keep you going. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of what FitNex is currently right now. Thanks for that, other Ben. So let's go in exactly what are my next steps going forward. What's going to be the game plan for FitNex? So off the bat, we're going to be doing two forms of marketing, like in a sense here. So it's going to be what I like to call professional marketing and what I like to call personal marketing. So professional marketing is going to be regular like sales, which is going to be part of our sales team here. So sales team. Oh, I forgot to draw arms. That's the sales team. So they have me, obviously. Then I have Jackson. and Jason. So in our sales team, so what we're going to do is we're going to be cold calling people, going to meetings, and kind of directly talking to gym owners and kind of showing them what FitNex is and what it can do for their gym. And yeah, so I'll talk later on, kind of like the process. Maybe I'll go through specifics on like the sales tips that I'm going to cover in that. And yeah, so that's for that. Also, professional is going to include regular like Google ads when I can afford them, word of mouth from people like that as well. And yeah, so that's going to be for that side. And then we have the personal side of it, which is going to be like social media, and more niche micro marketing. I'll explain that in a second. So social media. So off the bat, I'm going to be posting on here and hopefully growing this following. I'm posting on my own personal social medias, which you should definitely go follow as well. Yeah, and then so this is going to be social media team. So I have a channel on here. I'll also link it. Is the FitNex Athletes, right? So FitNex Athletes are going to be some people that I sponsor. For now, they're just my friends. Longer on, I'll probably get more people that I can afford to sponsor. And they get a creator code, and each gym that signs up with their code, they get paid a code commission. So we're going to be posting every single day on there, on that account, and they'll also be posting on their accounts as well. That we get as much FitNex coverage as possible. So we have that pronged approach as well. Now, social media is going to help us grow from more of a community perspective. So, like, it's like you guys who, like, go to a gym. And then, we're also going to be targeting, like, other niche micro markets, which are going to be influencers. So, influencers are, I'm not talking about, like, social media influencers, I'm talking about, like, corporate, in a sense, influencers, right? Because, like, let's say a gym owner or, like, a business owner, right? They have influencers under them. So, whether that be, like, someone who's a decision maker, right? That's going to be the owner, whoever makes decisions, like shareholders, whatever. They have influencers. So, like, employees can influence the owners to go a certain direction, or whoever that may be. So we are going to be targeting gym owner influencers, and that includes like you guys, like members. So best way I can do that is going to be through social media and growing the following and kind of like having you guys tell your gym to go sign up for FitNex. I'm gonna do that kind of by kind of just marketing it on here, but like I want to hear your suggestions. So if you guys have anything you want to have put in FitNex and kind of like fun stuff you can do with it, let me know. And we can, if it's something that I can like implement, I would love to do that. And, I'm going to make FitNex as fun as it can be. So FitNex coming soon, there's going to be like different modes, like kind of gamifying a lot of the gym as well. So like allowing gyms start competitions and host live leaderboards. We have a cool thing coming is FitNex Quest. So that's going to be like you and your friends, you could kind of create like a weekly checklist of like kind of goals to get done, and you can mark like it's like Monday, right? You have your goal set for Monday. You have to lift, and then you got to eat, right? I lifted today. Everyone else in my FitNex Quest gets notification that I did that today. So you can create teams, you can create games, there's progress boards. You can kind of like have fun with it and have a competition within yourselves. And also, later on, I'd love to do like between gyms, so you have like kind of a whole network and stuff like that. You can earn badges, discounts, and stuff like that. And depending on your gym, like you can get like free merch and stuff like that from the gym. And if I have enough money, free merch from FitNex. So that's to be determined later on, but stuff like that. I want to make FitNex as fun as possible, so it's something that you guys actually want to use. So I'm gonna grow FitNex with your guys' input in mind, and yeah, so that's how that's gonna work. And just if you like it, then you tell your gym to download it. That's gonna be helpful for that. So, and then our other niche micro market we're going to be doing is trainers and classes. So a lot of trainers, they work at they'll work at a gym, either that be like with a corporate gym where they only get members from the gym, and they work directly with the gym, or they're like outside trainers that are allowed to train in a gym, right? They all have to advertise themselves in some way. So FitNex allows them to have profiles where they can advertise themselves and reach a greater audience within a gym to promote themselves. So it gives them an influence to kind of like tell the gym like, hey, we would love to implement this. This is going to help us out as well as help you out in that sense. So that's how it's going to work for that. So those are our micro influencers for the time being for that. So the approach for FitNex and marketing growth is going to be professional. Also, I forgot that professional is also going to include networking, which I will show you something cool in a minute what I'm doing for networking. So yeah, traditional sales pitches, networking, ads, and along those things. And then we have our community-based, growing FitNex with you guys and your input and kind of what you want to see. Also hitting niche micro markets like trainers and people who start classes and stuff like that. So that is the direct game plan for FitNex. Now I'm going to go to this next part here of showing you what I'm going to be doing from a networking perspective. So networking here. So the networking is pretty cool. I'm going to the Pittsburgh Pro, like bodybuilding competition. We're getting t-shirts made, FitNex athletes. I'm going with those guys, and I'll introduce you guys to them later on in the video here. So what's the best thing, that I be like an attention getter, Steroids, naturally, right? Everyone loves steroids. You should definitely use them. Don't use them. But what I'm doing here is, off the bat, we have our traditional business card. FitNex business card. I didn't want to just give the card and be like, hey, yeah, here's my card. And be like, thanks, man. That's cool. And maybe talk a little bit. Then you know what? If they toss the card, then they don't remember it. It's not memorable at all. I need something kind of like an attention getter. So what could that be? So I was thinking, if I get one of those jumbo Ziploc bags and I get these pens, these are little syringe pens, I could put on the bag, definitely not steroids. Give out my business cards with that. I think it'd be kind of funny, and honestly, it's just funny to give out to people, and definitely memorable. So I don't think anyone else is giving out steroids to their business cards. So it's a plan there, and I'll let you guys go how that goes. That's gonna be the third video. It's gonna be the Pittsburgh Pro. So stay tuned for that. I'm also just excited to go. I love bodybuilding in general. I'm excited to see hoping for Nick Walker to do well. And yeah, it's a lot of people I can meet there. I think it's gonna be pretty cool and fun. And yeah, I'm super excited. I hopefully can get a lot of free stuff. And those events typically give out energy drinks. And if you guys, I love them, and I'll take any energy drink I can get. So yeah.
Leg extensions.
House is where I'm going today. So I'm going to Powerhouse because there's the Pittsburgh Pro is coming in, and I heard that a lot of pros maybe lifting at Powerhouse, and I'm gonna take my chance to look at some big men. So super excited. It's gonna be kind of fun. I think love to meet some people if I can. So let's get into that.
Right, just came back from Powerhouse. Happily, I did see a lot of nice big men. But, I got to meet Ramon and Dino and take probably the worst picture of my life. So, yeah, pretty sick, awesome guy. You do not expect these guys to be as big as they are, right? It's crazy. I look so tiny, it's insane. But, yeah, so that was pretty cool. You don't have any pants on. Camo.
Oh shit. Good thing no one.
Leg day.
I bet he's getting better.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Push your quad into your other quad.
You can see it.
Check this guy out. Awesome